Hi, how you doing? I'm doing great because turns out the double album theories were true, and that means we have another album to listen to. Well, another 15 songs on Spotify. Technically, the Tortured Poets Apartment by Taylor Swift, the Anthology, is mixed together with all 31 songs, but I'm only gonna be listening to, let's say, the 15 bonus tracks because I don't know what else to call them. And yeah, I'm very excited to listen to them. I also did a video that's going up at the same time as this one, just reacting to the main album. I just kind of wanted to keep this video. I'm just getting a tad bit too long. So that's why it's two separate videos, but they're going up at the exact same time, exact same date. So it should be fine. And yeah, I'll leave a link in the description and the eye above somewhere everywhere so that you can go watch the first part in case you want to watch it. Let's just listen to the Anthology, starting off with the Black Dog. So when I was talking about the original tracklist of the Tortured Poets Apartment, I said that it wasn't as heartbreaking and devastating as I was expecting it to be, and this one fully leaded to that immediately, starting off with everything. It is a beautiful song though, and I like it. It's not like I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't love it, but I do really like it. I do feel like I have to represent, but it is kind of more of like that sad ballad type, which was I was expecting originally from the album. So there you go. Next up we have I'm Gonna Get You Back, which is all one word.
Whether I'm gonna be your wife or gonna smash up your bike, I haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna get you back. Whether I'm gonna kiss you out or take you back to my house, I haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna get you back.
This one felt very dreamy, which is kind of a bit different from what I was expecting because it is, sorry for the comparison, but it is kind of the same double entendre that Get 'Em Back by Olivia Rodrigo has. Very different songs and they're very different outside on things, but it comes down to the same thing of wanting to get your ex back, whether it's by getting back in a relationship with them or getting revenge on them. It's kind of like that double entendre for both songs, but again, very different executions, very different kind of like messages even, but even if it comes down to that same double entendre. But with this one, I feel like the dreamy vibe was not entirely what I was expecting from a song like that, if that makes sense, because it kind of, the dreaminess of it kind of makes it fall more into the I want to get back together with him, and you kind of, I kind of feel like I'm missing that little like sense of revenge within this one, just kind of like sonically. Next we have the Albatross.
So I cross my father's heart, spread my wings like a parachute. I'm the Albatross. I swept in at the rescue. The devil that you know looks now more like an angel. I'm the life you chose, and all this terrible danger.
This one very much gave me folklore vibes in the best way possible, like just kind of that like fairy tale mystical ask vibe to like basically like the production and the melody. I really enjoyed. I also really just liked the lyrics and like the different metaphors throughout it, and just it's a beautiful song and I really liked it. Next you have Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus, which is a title that leaves me very curious.
So if you wanna break my cold heart, say you loved me. If you wanna tear my world apart, say you'll always wonder.
That was devastating. Who would have thought a song called just random people's names would be this devastating? Beautiful though, beautiful song. Absolutely fucking loved it. Next up we have How Did It End? Taylor, you can't keep doing this to me. This is, I pulled off my glasses. This is such a beautiful song, and it's devastating because it captures a feeling of heartbreak while also being just about how during a breakup people don't care about you. They only care about how did it end. And especially, you know, for Taylor on like such a large scale with like the entire world watching it, it's such a beautiful song that conveys that emotion just like perfectly right, and it's just, oh, Love it so much. Next we have So High School. Oh, this song is so cute. Everything about it just was that's one of my favorite the entire time. We're just so adorable and so cute and so fun. And I just big heart is that I can give to it. Next up we have I Hate It Here, which I think is gonna be more depressing. Hello, that's too relatable. How dare you? That's not fair. But a good song, again, feels a bit more like mystical and magical, which makes sense. It's kind of like the song's subject matter a little bit, and I really like it. Also, I feel like I need to note that in the middle of that song, my camera stopped recording because my memory was full. It has never happened to me before, so that's a fun fact. Anyway, next up is Thank You, aIMee, which again is one I've heard a lot about, mainly because of that capitalization in here that spells Kim. So I'm curious. I really like the song again. It feels very grand, very victorious. I really like it. I like it's a very storytelling song, which I really enjoy. It tells a story from start to finish. I really like it, and I feel like it's dissing but with class, and I like that. Anyway, next up we have I Look in People's Windows. Okay, so with this one, it's not like I don't it's not like I don't like it, because I do. I kind of like the message of it. I really like the production of it. I think it just sounds very dreamy, which I like, but it feels too short. Like it was over and I was like, wait, that's it. So that's a bit of a disappointment. I wanted more from it. I didn't feel like it got its moments to like build or something, and yeah, it was a bit of a letdown for me. But let's move on to The Prophecy. That was a really beautiful song with like a great message and also kind of like a heartbreaking one. Great lyrics, great metaphors. But the greatest metaphor, I think, and I'm very curious, is that the next song is called Cassandra. And in case you don't know, Cassandra in Greek mythology is a woman who can tell the future, and very accurately, extremely accurately, but no one ever believes her. So how do we go from Taylor Swift saying, please change the prophecy, to a song, might not even be related to Greek mythology, but I have a gut feeling that it's gonna be, because that's how Taylor's brain works. And I'm very curious about the switch. So let's go to Cassandra. Okay, so I was right that Cassandra was referring to the Greek mythology Cassandra, but it had nothing to do with the prophecy. Like, just like storytelling wise, they're about two very different things. But I do think still it's interesting in Taylor's brain that the prophecy and Cassandra are that close to, like, right after each other. Just anyway. But I really like this song. Sonically, it has a lot of similarities to Mad Woman, which I think works really well with kind of like the story of both songs. I think it fits. And I like it. I like the message of it. I like the metaphors of it. Like, you instantly know what this is referring to, and it does not say a word about it. So yeah, I really loved it. It's a good song, great song. Next up is Peter.
You said you were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Said you were gonna grow up. You said you were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Said you were gonna grow up. You said you were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Said you were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Said you were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Words from the mouth of these promises, oceans deep. But never to keep.
Just I was swaying like this throughout the entire song, and I feel like that perfectly captures everything I have to say to the song. It was mesmerizing, and I'm still swaying. Anyway, it's a mesmerizing song with beautiful metaphors. I do love a song that uses Peter Pan as a metaphor, apparently because I'm obsessed with Wendy by Maisie Peters as well, which is a different song, but also uses Peter Pan as like an analogy for a relationship, and this does as well, and it works so well, you know. Next is the Bolter. Great song, great, again, great storytelling, great lyrics, great metaphors. I really like it because it is kind of a song about being like scared to get attached to someone, but also in an empowering way. I don't know how to explain that, but I really liked it. It's a really fun song. I'm getting really tired. We're closing up to 11 p.m. now, and this was a mistake to listen to so late in the evening. But also, at the same time, this is 31 songs. My brain's exhausted, so I'm sorry if my little talking points are a bit shorter than usual, but like, I'm exhausted. But good news for me is we only have 2 songs left. Robin is up next. That was a really sweet song, and I don't know, just kind and nice is the way I want to describe it. It definitely feels like it's a song like maybe like Never Grow Up in a way that's like written as a message to a child, which I have seen people in the comments on Genius, which is always the site I check the lyrics. A lot of people on there said that Robin is the name of one of Aaron Dessner's children, and Aaron Dessner produced and co-wrote the song, so it could be that that's where that's coming from. But it generally just feels like a message you would give to a kid, like your kid, or just a kid in your life, and it just, I don't know, it's very like nostalgic in a way as well. I don't know, it's very sweet and nice, and I like this song a lot. And then we're finally winding things up with the Manuscript. Fuck me, that's such a gorgeous and devastating song. It's so good. Like, I'm glad this song is as good as it is, because where I live, what I've seen like in stores and online, it seems that here in Belgium, the only version that is available in vinyl is the Manuscript version of the album with original The Torture Poets Apartment. So, you know, I'm glad that that's my favorite out of the options that we got, because now I wouldn't be sad. I can imagine if the Bolter was like my favorite and I could not find a physical copy of it anywhere. That would have sucked. Anyway, that was so beautiful. I loved it so much. Everything about it. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have a chorus. I don't know how to edit it in, because I typically always use the last chorus of a video for like the little section that you hear. Wow, gorgeous track, gorgeous album. Top 3 from these 15 new songs that we just talked about in this video. I think it's gonna be at 1, the Manuscript, at 2, So High School. I really just, it's so cute. And then at 3, I think I'm gonna go with Peter. Also, Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus and How Did It End are really close to that list as well. But you know, I have to pick, and things might change as I listen to the album more, as you guys know. So there we go. I do think that the first half of the album overall is kind of my favorite. I did like these new 50 songs, but besides like the ones I just mentioned, I didn't really have that "oh, I love this song" feeling like I did more so with like that first half. I feel like that was just a bit stronger to me personally, but overall I still like every single song. I did think it's just such a brilliantly made album, and I loved every second of it. It's very long, it's very tiresome. My brain now has to process a lot of songs, but I'm glad that we got a double album because there generally are some really good songs on the second half that I don't know if I would have liked if they would have stayed in the vault, you know. So I'm glad we got them, and just it's a gorgeous album. Like Taylor's lyricism in both halves is just so strong, and her storytelling is so strong. And I feel like the production on these songs is like a bit more like low key and chill, like kind of like Evermore and Folklore. Not that it's, I've seen people say this like finishes the trilogy, but I don't feel like that. I feel it feels very different from those two albums, but kind of in a way that the songs are made with a bit more kind of like relaxedness to it in a sense that just showcases those lyrics the most, I would argue. And yeah, it definitely feels very Tortured Poets Department. I feel like that's an apt title. It was a very long one, but it was necessary. And yeah, those were my thoughts on the Tortured Poets Department, the anthology. If you have not seen, for some reason, you made it through this entire video and you have not seen the review of the original 16 tracks, I will leave that link somewhere you can go watch it. Like I said, I really loved those songs as well, and I'd love to know your thoughts on everything in the comments, as well as your top 3 out of these 15 songs, and then I'll see you next time.
Here I am again.